Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden Tips play video breakdown, I want to take a look at a formation out of the Rams playbook that's called the Singleback Deuce Close, and I want to break a play down from that formation. It's called Play Action X Post Cross. Now, what got me to wanting to break this play down was I sat the other day in Week 13. I watched the Cardinals against the Rams, and the Rams won that game 38-28. And they came out in this formation quite a bit, not the whole game, obviously, but they did run this formation a few times, and they did run a lot of 12 personnel, and that's what this formation is, giving you one running back and two tight ends. I would probably say 35-40% of the plays they ran was from 12 personnel, and this is just one example of a formation that they used throughout the game. Now, I can't guarantee this is the actual play they ran, but it's certainly the formation they ran. So I want to go ahead and show you that as far as the actual, kind of give you a look at it here on your screen here. So here's the formation. As you can see, this is the Singleback Deuce Close that you'll find in Madden 21. As you look at your screen here, you can see that you have the two outside receivers that are tight. So those are the two outside receivers. And then to the inside here, you'll have the two tight ends that are lined up in the wing formation. And that's what you got here in the Singleback Deuce Close. So you're going to get the same formation, whether it be in real life or in virtual football, in this case Madden 21. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, the formation here, as you can see. And again, as you look at the Deuce Close, it's basically the exact same thing I just showed you in real life. Instead, now this is on the virtual gridiron. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown here. As I mentioned, the play that we're going to run is called the Play Action X Post Cross. This particular play is pretty effective against man coverage, and I want to show you why. So let's go ahead and get in here, and we're going to run this from the cover 2 man defense out of the 3-4 under out of the Cardinals playbook. So let's go ahead and hop on the field here and take a look at it. And there you guys can see, as I mentioned earlier, if you were to go back and look at this, back into the screenshot I just showed you, as far as with the real game, this is the same formation as I already mentioned. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the pass routes real quick here as we go through this. And as you look to the left side here, we'll start off over here. This receiver right here, which is going to be Woods, he runs a deep post route. Now, I can tell you against man coverage, against cover 2 man, I would like to tell you that this route's going to be effective. However, it's not because of this reason. There's not another receiver that's running a deep route to the right side over here as you look at your screen. So this safety right here, even though he's playing the deep 1/2, he'll actually come over in this area here and help take that route away. And that's why this was not very effective against cover 2 coverage. Normally a deep post would be, especially if those safeties split out. But in this case, it's really not going to be there for you. At any rate, let's keep on going. As you go over here towards the right side, you've got Cooper Kupp. Now, he's going to be lined up right here as you look at your screen right here. He is lined up here over here on the right. He is the play's primary receiver. And as you can see on your screen, he runs a deep crossing route from right to left as you look at it. In the backfield, then you're going to have the running back, and this is going to be Henderson right here. And what he does is he's going to get a play fake from the quarterback, in this case Goff, and then he's going to end up leaking out into the left flat. Now, a lot of times, if you can't find Kupp open, then you're going to have to drop it down to Henderson and hope that Henderson's open. Otherwise, you might have to take off and eat it. You're going to have to take off and try to run, or you're going to have to take a sack and eat the ball and take it for a loss. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I want to go ahead and show this to you guys. I'm going to go ahead and run this, and I want to show you the coverage again here so you can just see it. So it's cover 2 man, as you can see on your screen. Now, the one thing with this, because we've got only 3 pass routes, then we're going to get both of these guys, which are the 2 tight ends, they're both going to stay in the pass block. So as you look at this, you're going to get a 7-man pass protection scheme. So you got 7 players that are going to be staying in the pass block. So that gives you a nice protection scheme. It's going to allow you to have a chance to look at the throw deep on this particular play against this particular coverage. So you have 5 offensive linemen and the 2 tight ends that are going to go ahead and stay in the pass block. So let's go ahead and run it and take a look at it. And there's the play action right there. Now, I do want to show you some things here with this, and you can see that Kupp got wide open there. That's against normal man coverage, not press coverage, and you can see that he does get open. And I want to go ahead and kind of go through this. and just kind of go through instant replay. And we'll look at some other things with this formation and this particular play. So there you go right there. You can see the play action right there as you look. There's the play action. And as you look right here, you're going to notice that the defender that's covering the running back actually bites on the play action, which is nice. And then the other thing is, right off the bat, when that ball is snapped, one of the things you want to watch for, let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. You want to watch and see if this receiver, in this case Kupp, if he gets some type of separation from the defender that's covering him. If he gets this much separation and and this defender becomes trailing him, then you know that you're going to have this. On the other hand, if this defender is somewhere in this area here, he's real close to the receiver and playing underneath of him, you're not going to get this. You're not going to be able to make that throw. You're going to have to go ahead and look to throw to the running back, leaking into the left flat there. As you look at your screen there, I just want to point that out to you. So let's keep going with this and go back. This time we're going to go ahead and call man press coverage and go ahead and run the play here. And again, you're just kind of watching, and you're just hoping that you get a little bit of separation to make that throw. Again, that's not always going to be there every single time, but a lot of times it is. And one of the things you want to do, now you notice the other thing too is that's not an unbumpable route, unfortunately. This is not an unbumpable route, so he's going to get jammed at the line of scrimmage. Now, one of the things you want to look for, as I talked about earlier, is you want to make sure he gets a separation, which you can see on your screen. So he's got the separation right there. And then you just want to look for this. You just want to make sure when you make this throw, which is what I'm making right now, make sure that you're going to throw this hard left on your controller. So you want to throw it at the 9 o'clock position. That way, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock position. That way, when you make this throw, you're leading the receiver over towards this direction here where he can make the catch as he's coming in this area here. And that's what I'm trying to show here as you're looking at it. So that way the ball's being thrown off towards the left where you can make this catch. And then hopefully you'll make it on the run and you can pick up some positive yardage such as what we see on your screen right there. So that's pretty nice as far as attacking, cover 2 man coverage. Now, if we were to go back, this time I'm going to try to go ahead and force this into the other receiver who's running that deep post route. So again, I'm going to try to force this into him. Even though this is against cover 2, I'm going to try to force this. I just want to show you what might happen to you if you try to do this. And that's the problem right there. You got 3 defenders there. There's just not enough receivers to make that throw going deep to take away those safeties out of the picture. That's why I was just pointing out earlier that you're not going to be able to make that throw to him. We're at one more time. It's going to be really, really difficult. Even though this is against cover 2, it's going to be definitely hard to make that throw. And there it gets picked off. So that's why you cannot really look to throw to him against this coverage, because you're not going to have enough. There's just too many defenders deep down the field to make that throw. So that's why I want to point that out. I'm going to run this one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and just dump it off to the running back. Just pretend like that receiver's covered. And then what you're going to do is, actually he was pretty covered on that one, so I'm glad I did do that. And that's who you dump it off. Let's go back and look at this in instant replay, because I want to show this to you. If that defender that's covering Kupp here, as you look at it, see that one right there, I might have been able to thread that in there, but you can see, let's go ahead and zoom in on this here. This is what I was talking about earlier. See how he's playing underneath right here, and he's only about 1 yard or 2. If I was to try to make this throw, there's a good chance he'll step in front and pick this off. So watch for this, because this is when you don't want to make the throw. This is not something you want to do. When you see this, then you definitely don't want to make the throw into that area there. He's just not open. That's not something you can do and complete it. So that means you've got to, you got to go ahead and look over here to throw over to this receiver here, right here. This is what I'm showing here. And then just pick up what you can, and that's the running back. So at any rate, that's it on that as far as that goes with this formation. Now, one of the other things I wanted to show with you, most of you guys already know this, but if you were to flip the play, your opponent can't tell that you're flipping it whenever you're running these 2x2 type formations like the Singleback Ace, the Singleback Deuce Close. This is what's really cool about these formations, is because no one flip-flops. You don't see the running backs, the receivers going all over different directions once you flip the play. They have no idea what you're doing. And so now, for example, say your opponent was thinking that maybe you're going to throw, you're going to go and throw the Kupp here, and so he's maybe making sure you don't. He's seen you hit him a couple times, so he's going to overplay that with maybe a safety or something like that. Then you go ahead and flip the play, and then you're just going to look to the other direction here. and then hit that guy on that side. So you got two different ways you can go. You can go left, go right, without actually tipping off your hand to what you're doing. That's why I wanted to show there. So that's pretty cool with this particular play and the formation. So let's go ahead and look at one last thing while we're here. I want to go ahead and show you the run play that works off of this. And I just want to give you guys some different plays to look at. I think from what I've been seeing a lot, there's a lot of the same stuff that's ran, especially among the top players that I've been seeing. I mean, I know there's a reason why they run it. I get it because it's effective, but there's a lot of other things out there in Madden that that's pretty effective. As you're seeing me scrolling through here through some of these formations, you're going to see a lot of 12 personnel groupings that you can run from the Rams playbook that are pretty effective, especially if you're somebody that likes running from the single back. And this is definitely a playbook that's worth looking at for that reason. I'm going to go ahead and show you the halfback zone weak play. That's the one that works off of this. And then we'll pretty much get out of here. I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover with this. But one more thing I do want to cover yet. So let's go ahead and run this real quick and just show you the run play. And then you just try to pick up what you can. I kind of didn't hit the hole very well there. But at any rate, let's go and run it one more time. But that is the run play right there. And there we go right there. So you can pick up some positive yards with this run play. So this is that, this is the play that works off of that. Now, the other thing I want to show with this is if your opponent decides that, and I know a lot of players do this. Let's go back in here real quick. And I've talked about this many times with these compressed formations, when you're running these tight formations such as what I'm showing here, that you got to be careful if you're going to do this on the defensive side of the ball and trying to defend this, and I want to show this to you why. So let's go back here, and let's go into coaching adjustments, and let's go here into auto alignment and base, and then we'll go ahead and run that same defense I've been running, which is the cover two man. This is a good example to why I'm not a big fan of running, keeping the auto on all the single time with the auto alignment because of this reason right here. As you can see, as you look at your screen, you've got this defender lined up way out to the outside. Now keep in mind, he's supposed to be in man coverage on this receiver right here. Now he's already in a bad position. He has no chance to defend this if I was to run this the way it's supposed to be ran here. He has no chance. And that's why that pretty much eliminates them using base align. They cannot run base align against this and be effective because they're going to end up causing themselves a lot of grief if they do that. So that's really it on that. Just keep that in mind. This is something you guys can run to attack a lot of different coverages in the game. You know what? Let's go and do one more thing here since we're in here. I'm going to go ahead and run this against a cover zero blitz because I think this is really what it's designed for because you got a 7-man protection scheme. So let's go ahead and run this against a cover zero. We'll run against this pinch buck zero defense, and we'll run the same play. Let's go ahead and flip through it here real quick here. The play action X post cross play. And then, again, now they've got I'm going to go ahead and get out of alignment because this isn't even fair. There we go. And we'll go ahead and call bump and run. All right, so there you go right there. Now keep in mind, as I said, this is cover zero as you look at your screen there. And then I'm going to look to go ahead and go deep here. This is one of those times you might want to take that shot as long as you think you got enough time to do it. And maybe you might have the time right there, and maybe you won't. And that takes right there. Because one of the things on that particular play, one of the things, the downside of that would be is, even though this is cover zero, unfortunately, because you got those two tight ends staying in the pass block, then those two safeties don't go anywhere. They play where they're supposed to be playing at because they're not they're in man coverage, and you know those two tight ends aren't going out. Then that's not going to work for you. So that's why you can't really do that against that either. So as I pointed out earlier, the best thing to do with this is to really look for the running back and the receiver running that crosser because those are really the two best options. Let's go ahead and run this against this formation again right here. And then right there, you can see that we got the pass in there. Just got it in there where we can make that completion. So at any rate, hopefully this is something you guys can use to, to run that maybe you guys want to do something a little bit different and maybe getting tired of the same old, running the same old plays. Maybe this is another formation you guys can look at. So it's called the Singleback Deuce Close Play Action X Post Cross is the name of the play that we're using from the Singleback Deuce Close, showing you that this is a play and a formation that you'll find in real football that's actually in Madden and from the same team that actually runs it, which is the Rams. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.